David Menzies for Rebel News here in Markham, Ontario. And folks, recently Blacklock's reporter revealed that Governor General Mary Simon, well, she has budgeted millions of dollars, taxpayer dollars, to install an open-air skating pavilion at Rideau Hall. The Swank Rink will include an artificial ice surface, and of course, it will feature a decorative roof to, quote, protect it from climate change, end quote. Not sure if the "it" here refers to the Governor General or the ice rink, but anyway, the estimate for off the lot for this rink is going to be somewhere between $4 million and $8 million. Again, paid for by you. And that's kind of interesting, isn't it? Because a few questions arise. I thought, given the economy, we're in an austerity movement right now. Why are we setting aside as much as $8 million for a vanity rink project? And secondly, when it comes to ice rinks in Canada, who gets them and who does not? And that's why I have returned to the home of Martin Ross. You might recall Martin Ross, last year we filed several reports regarding his battle with City Hall. Behind me used to be a wonderful hockey rink. If we had gone back in time on this day, you would hear the sound of vulcanized rubber off wooden boards. You would hear the sound of children laughing as they play a spirited game of shinny. But it's gone. Martin, for those who hadn't seen our reports, what happened? Why does Mary Simon get a rink and you were forced by the city of Markham to take yours down?
I mean, that's a great question because they came after me on my heritage easement agreement, and I'm pretty sure the Rideau Canal there, or Rideau Hall, is heritage designation. But I'm pretty sure the Governor General didn't have NIMBY neighbors like mine next door or behind or over there who donated to the local councillor's campaign to convince him to put the heat on me to remove, as you stated, was a beautiful hockey rink for kids.
Yeah, that would be Mr. McAlpine. And, you know, that is the argument. This is a heritage property. Yet you could never see the rink from the street. Nope. You would never know it was there. Meanwhile, your neighbors, the Gagnons, they've built this, huge extension, a guest house, which you can see, which does affect the heritage property. When are they going to get an order from the city to tear that monstrosity down?
Well, they probably won't, because they had in their report, which is the same report that I had, which was supported by the Heritage Committee. Their monstrosity was, as was my rink, supported by the Heritage Committee of Markham. I don't know if they had to deal with that at Rideau Canal there with the Governor General, where maybe the Governor General gets the final say on that.
So this was really a political vendetta, was it not?
Yes, okay, absolutely a political vendetta, and we even brought that up in court, that Reid McAlpine, the local ward councillor, had said, well, I'm a politician. Their votes counts as 8, your votes counts as 1. And they never challenged those comments in court whatsoever.
And I should make mention, we reached out to Mr. McAlpine, never heard back. We reached out several times to the Gagnons. They give us the silent treatment. I guess that speaks volumes. But it should be noted that, forget about hockey, the city was going to play hardball with you. When you dug in your heels, Martin, and said, I'm not taking down this beautiful rink, they said, no problem, we'll take it down and we'll bill you
$325,000.
$325,000.
Which, when you think about it, the size of this compared to what they probably have to do at Rideau Canal there, all of a sudden $8 million sounds pretty good if you want to go based on size.
Yeah,
and it's not going to be $4 to $8 million, David. You know exactly what the price is going to be on that.
Yeah, I never thought of it that way. Yeah. And, I should point out, folks, speaking of Ottawa, it's not just the Governor General. Do you remember when the Treasury Board spent $8.2 million of your tax dollars for that vanity rink? It was a temporary hockey rink on Parliament Hill back in 2017. And comparing apples to apples, what about the hockey rink that belongs to Sneaky Patrick Brown? Do you remember that? So, Martin, I'm going to ask you to speculate here. How is it that sneaky Patrick Brown, who lives in a heritage property in Brampton, Ontario, has this beautiful, large hockey rink in his backyard, no problem? Meanwhile, Martin Ross, living in Markham, Ontario, your rink must be torn down, or the city will do it for you at an egregious amount. Does it boil down to Patrick Brown is a mayor and you're not?
Oh, 100%. And if any city official in Markham probably wanted one in their backyard, they could have it. And to be honest with you, I probably think I'm the only person in Canada, maybe even the history of Canada, who was forced to take down a backyard rink. And, you know, as far as Patrick Brown is concerned, it's a heritage property, but he should be allowed to have a backyard hockey rink. Anybody should be allowed to have a backyard hockey rink. And to be honest with you, there is no bylaws on it saying that you can't have a backyard hockey rink.
I got to say, in conclusion, Warren, the irony is so bitter here. Hockey, it's the best game you can name, as the Stompin' Tom song goes. It is our official winter sport. Who's against the idea of having kids get off the sofa, get away from their video games, go out, have a spirited game of outdoor ice hockey? It's part of our heritage, but apparently some nosy parkers in the neighborhood and some vindictive politicians, they are not allowing you to provide that facility. I guess final question, Martin, what does this mean? Are you thinking of moving to another area, a non-heritage property? Because it looks to me that if you live in a heritage property, assuming you're not the mayor of the city, you're not really the owner, you're kind of the co-owner.
I mean, you are right on that. And I mean, I love this house. This is where my kids grew up. And I don't even really want to pin this entirely on heritage. It's the loophole that they used to try and to successfully slew-foot me. And I'm sure if that designation wasn't there, I've learned a lot through this process about municipal corruption, municipal accountability, government corruption, government accountability, and I've learned a lot about it. And, you know, it is true what they almost say, you can't beat City Hall, because they're going to find a way to put it to you, and they've got endless resources to just continuously hammer you.
How sad. And, you know, folks, you know, it's amazing, isn't it? A hockey rink is okay for the Governor General. It's okay for the Treasury Board. It's okay for sneaky Patrick Brown, the mayor of Brampton, but it's not okay for Martin Ross. I think back to the famous George Carlin line, you know, it's a big club and you're not in it. This is a disgrace. If I was the referee, I would call the city of Markham. I'd give them a major penalty for gross misconduct. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Hey folks, I know you love it when Rebel News brings you the other side of the story, but the fact is we need your help. Unlike the trained seals in the mainstream media, we do not receive a single nickel of Mark Carney's journalism slush fund, nor would we accept it if hell froze over and it was ever offered. But here's where you come in. Can you go to rebelfieldreports.com? That's rebelfieldreports.com. And if you're able to, kindly make a donation.